Hey everybody, it is Yasmin, aka the Phoenix, and we're coming back with some more positive, inspiring, and awesome poetry. And again, as always, I'm so happy to see your beautiful and shining faces. I already know that you're beautiful, you're the most beautiful, and you're the most handsome. Why? Because you're poetry lovers. So if you're into poetry like me, you're gonna love this channel. We're always bringing you original poetry that you can get into and that you can contemplate and wrap your mind around, you know, on and over and over and over again. So let's go ahead and get into some more of that. Gonna be reading again from the book I'm Not From Here, Man's Journey. And let's see what we got for you today. Let's see. And so a lot of the big majority of the poems in this book is going to be emphasizing the condition, the spiritual nature of the black woman who she is physically and spiritually. The book itself, as I've mentioned before, it's a depiction through poems. The theme is going through the life of man. That's why, man's journey, but going through the life of man from his creation with the Most High all the way to his return. So a lot of it follows a certain theme to kind of convey that message, but throughout that, a lot of it does talk about it is a lot of it, but mostly my favorite poems are going to be referencing the black woman, black people in general, because I'm black, but it's a topic that is very important to me, near and dear to my heart. And so that anything that is near and dear to me and near and dear to my heart, I definitely express it through poetry. And I'm so sorry that I'm talking so much. Let me go ahead and get to the poem. This one is called The Trumpet Blast. So like I said, this is following the basically from an Abrahamic perspective, what it would look like, for a human being from the beginning going through the end. So from the title, you can kind of tell that based on those concepts, where you would be nearing the end of the book or nearing the end of the life of a human being. So we're at the trumpet blast, which would be the blowing of the trumpet, signaling the apocalypse or the end of the world, or the second coming. So, the trumpet blast. Suffering in silence, forgotten by the world, neglected, disrespected, rejected, unprotected, affected by post-traumatic slave syndrome. Evil systemic plots, head cut off, body running amok, but I suffer in silence. Not because I'm not human, but because that's what I've been conditioned to do. And because my condition is skewed. I seek refuge in the Lord from the blatant murder of my children, from the backbiting of my being. When I cry, no, when I sincerely cry to the Lord, that shriek will bring the mountains crumbling down, swing the earth off its axis, causing oceans to overflow. The black woman. My voice is the sound of the trumpet blast. So this is a symbolic poem. All my poems, for the most part, are really short. And get to the point, because these days we have short attention spans, myself included. So I just like to kind of get all the ideas, get everything that I'm trying to say and out as quickly and as effectively as possible. So that poem is a symbolic representation of what we talk about as the trumpet blast, or what would be the trumpet blast, or the signaling of the last days. And so I have, as you heard in the poem, the black woman's voice. Even though we're viewed as being so strong, and people try to beat us down and this and that, but we don't really cry out as much on behalf of ourselves as we cry out as much on behalf of everybody else in the world. So when we actually do change our condition and start to align ourselves with the will of Allah the Most High, when we cry out to Him, when we actually when we take those steps against our oppression and we cry to the Lord, we become the friend of the Lord and we cry out to Him, that will be the signaling of the apocalypse. So I just love the thought of that. And yeah, so that's a really, for me, that poem is very strong and very symbolic. I love symbolism in poetry and things like that. I think our whole life is symbolism and things like that. So I really love what is expressed through the poetry as well. So anyways, I hope that you guys like that, and it was such an honor and a privilege to read that to you guys. And again, if you want more poetry, if you enjoyed that, please don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and do all of those things that we do here in the YouTube University. And yeah, so again, my name is Yasmin, and I hope to see you right back here once again. And don't forget, please don't forget, poetry is power, and you have everything you need in abundance. Bye.